Alright, peace to the family. My hat look good. Brooks Brothers look, you know what I'm saying? The golden fleece. Alright, so golden fleece intact. Let's do this. Let's finish. Let's keep going with these BG. Let's keep digging into this melanin. Listen. While these people, listen, it's funny to me because they don't know this and they're sick. So it's sick people that don't know how to heal themselves, needing help, so-called calling themselves being angry with me because I ate a McDonald's cheeseburger, which they don't understand. They're part of a larger story to slander and whoop, 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 whoop. And listen, just leave them in the dark. They don't need what I'm saying. I wish there was a way, honestly, to selectively create a situation where I'm like, all right, you know what? I only want these people to watch my videos. And that's really where it is with Inky TV, right? So those of you that have Inky TV, I have a news flash for you guys. 2019 is going to look really different. 2019, there's probably only going to be about 10 to 15, and it may happen before then. I'm just giving you guys a warning right now. If you don't have Inky TV, you won't get these videos. And you know what? Honestly, with all due respect, if children are listening, skip fast or pause it or tell them to cover their ears. But if you don't subscribe to Inky TV, I will not give 2 fucks. Wait a minute, that's incorrect. I will not give even 1. Okay, it will not make me a difference. Guess what? I have the info to share with me and mine. We go. Okay? So, this is what's getting ready to be in 2019 because people are beginning to get under the impression that, like, in some sort of way, their opinions are going to change the course of, like, yeah, this is crazy. It's just really crazy in my life right now. It's so hard, and it's like the more positive things I do, the more and that's why I get it. The law of duality is at play. The more positive things I do, the more negative people and situations will try to, you know, move me around in the different directions, etc., etc. But it's okay. It's okay, guys. I'm not going nowhere, family. This information is gonna be here. We good, okay? But we got to weed out the, you know what I'm saying, the riffraff. And so that's another way that Inky TV is very beneficial for me. Like, that was one of the reasons why I created Inky TV. Not because I wanted to make money off Inky TV, but I was like, you know what? All these people that criticize my videos, why do they watch them? Why are they applying the things that I'm saying to their life? And then they're not even thumbing up or subscribing. Nah, you know what? I'm putting too much money into making each one of these videos. Too much money into buying books and clinical documents and articles, and so much time reading, scouring. You gotta go through some of these textbooks 20 goddamn times to find 2 goddamn sentences in there that's relevant to the point that you're trying. I'm like, nah, man. No. And it's not no, I don't want to do it anymore. I love it. It's my hobby. I'll let y'all know that from the gate. I do this alone. That's how this is what I've always been doing this. This is what I love to do. It entertains me. And so I want to share it. But I only want to share it now as I'm gaining more understanding and wisdom with the people that appreciate. With the people that appreciate. Period. And if that's 5 folks on Inky TV membership, I'm good, because that 5 folks, they're going to get this info consistently. They're going to apply it. They're going to live it. They're going to look like it. They're going to tell everybody, yeah, I got this from whoop, 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 and this is what, and they're going to, you know, they're going to do right by it. They're going to appreciate the institution. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Because I'm going to do this till I die. This is what I love to do. I've been doing this as a little boy. period. This is my, like, people play Xbox and that's what they do for hot. This is it. This is my room. This is my room right here in my Xbox. My Xbox, my Xbox, right, looks like this. Right? This is what my Xbox looks like. Okay? These are my joysticks. My pointer finger, my middle finger, my thumb when I flip the pages. These are my joysticks. You know what I'm saying? Like this, that's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just not gonna share with these bums. And a lot of them, I see them. They don't understand. You comment, you over there is talking crazy, but then I see you on the video, it's like, oh, okay. I got so many people that I block and they make new accounts just to come back and watch the videos. They can't comment no more, but they'll watch the videos. I'm like, what? I get it. You know you can't find information like this nowhere else. But you want to talk reckless and crazy. All right. Just move the videos. And I hope it doesn't hurt other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the last month or so, there's been a lot of people looking for consultations and trying to catch me for a lot of different things. And there's been so much foolishness going on that people aren't, you know, it's whatever. So let's get to the subject. Let's get to that melanin work, right? That was a little venting on the soapbox, but yeah, boy. So let's do this. What do we want to do with this thing? Herpes. Oh, Jesus. You got herpes. Oh my God, you got herpes. You got to pack your shit, get out of my house. You're nasty. You got herpes? Oh my God, that's horrible. See, that's the responses you get, right? From people that all have herpes. Okay, you guys have to stop this. All the shit you're hearing about herpes is false, family. I've been teaching you this same information on herpes. But today I'm gonna give it to you slightly different, right? Because I know we get a lot of people that like to research, right? So I'm gonna give you the specific points. I'm gonna give you the breakdown, solutions, everything, but I'm gonna give you the specific points to open up your mind around the nuances of it. So you're not just like going to different pages and searching for stuff and, oh, this guy over here said oregano oil. This guy over here said he has the capsules. This guy over here said, you know, hydrogen peroxide. This guy over here said lysine. This guy over here said, no. Just relax. You know what I'm saying? And some of these guys are funny because I'll do a video to play with them. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of guys y'all follow for health information. I ain't gonna keep calling guys' names out, but they just copy off my page. So sometimes I'll do a video and count down. Like, let's see. And 5, 4, 3, 2, lysine, you're up on such and such a channel. Right. Crazy. So this is how you're gonna do it. Right? The first thing is you're going to get some education. Okay? The first thing you're gonna do is get some education. So, what is a disease? What is a disease? What is a disease? Right? See, we've been held hostage by our fear of general terms that don't really mean anything specific. The term disease, even if you look at medical dictionaries, the only difference between a medical dictionary and what I'm getting ready to tell you is jargon. So any type of biological misfunction is a disease. So literally when you hear the holistic community like dis-ease, like non-ease, like the way they want to play with that little, it's very, very accurate. It's very accurate. That's so you do yourself a favor. Check out, go Google it, disease medical definition, and just look at the different terms. Just look and see what it means. It's a generalized term that should really be done away with. it confuses the hell out of people, and it makes people believe in things that are not real. It makes people believe in things that are not real. That stuff is all baloney. It's foolishness. It's not real. You can't tell me that the common cold is a disease and tell me chickenpox is a disease. You can't tell me both of those things are a disease. You can't tell me a headache is a disease and it's so I got a disease, I got a headache, no, man. We got to start dealing with these things on a specific basis, and those generalized terms shouldn't be redefined. They should just be left out altogether. So when you're thinking about these things, don't even think about any of those terms like, oh, this herpes is a disease. No, stop. Herpes is a rash. Herpes is a rash. Grand opening, grand closing. Herpes is a rash. And there is no living being that has never had a rash. Period. No, you know what? Let me never say never. Let me stick with that. Never say never. Ooh, Mike Shakes still sound good. I'm not gonna never say never. I'm gonna say 99.99999% of everyone on earth has had a rash, including diaper rash, etc., etc. Now, some of you at home are saying like, look, this is where he's tricking you. Look, he's trying to make herpes seem like it's a rash. This is crazy. Why don't you guys do this? Look up the symptoms of herpes. Look up the symptoms, because some people are talking, and even talking silently, called thinking. Talking, that's thinking. You're talking to yourself. You're still fooling yourself. You don't even know what it is. So why don't you do that? Look up herpes, right? See what the herpes symptoms are, right? Now watch this. Check and see if herpes symptoms sound like this. Blisters, scaling, ulcerations, discoloration, burning, itching, bumps. Blisters, bumps, burning, itching. Yep, that's definitely herpes. In fact, if you stopped what I said, look up the symptoms for herpes, and immediately start looking it up, you probably were reading your definitions at the same time as I'm saying blisters, scaling, ulcerations, discoloration, burning, itching, bumps. And you're reading that as the symptoms for herpes. But what I'm reading you is the definition for rash. It's the definition for rash. It's a rash. Okay. Let's do it again. Let me bring it to you again. Let me bring this to you again. I'm gonna bring it to you again so you get this a different way, because I know what I'm saying in this video is gonna be hard to swallow, and it's just so crazy. The crazy guy is, whatever. So let me give it to you again like this. Go to any blood bank. Go on well, you don't have to physically go, of course, but go on your smartphone. On your smartphone right now, go to a blood bank. Or don't even do that. Because I sometimes I make things complicated for folks. Sometimes I like to simplify. So, you know what? I'm going to simplify your classwork, right? Just type in Google, man. This is easy for you. Just type in Google, can herpes patients donate blood? And they're going to say yes. Every single blood bank is going to say yes. Red Cross, all of them. They all accept blood from herpes positive people, patients, whatever. And you know what they do with that blood? They give it right out to everybody. Do you know why? Because herpes does not live in your blood. Herpes is not in the blood. Herpes is not in the blood. Herpes is not in your blood. Herpes is not in your blood. I want you to verify that for yourself and then come back to the video. Just pause the video right there, go verify it, come back. I'll wait. Now, you have to ask yourself, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Herpes ain't in my blood? Wait a minute. So that means that herpes is not sexually transmitted? No. No. Herpes is not a STD. Yo, listen. After this, you should all be ministers to the world, man. People are losing their relationships, families, businesses, all kinds of crazy stuff behind shit that's so confusing. I'll show you, like, it's so confusing, the literature even surrounding this. But I'm gonna show you the things that you need to see in this video. I already gave you some. But it's not an STD. I'm gonna show you how to see through this shit. It's not an STD. STD means what? Super simple. Come on. Come on. Sexually transmitted disease. But herpes is not in your blood. So how could it be a sexually transmitted disease? Do yourself a favor. Let's go back to some more research. This is how we do this, right? Because see, I'll take my time and go through all the textbooks and read the medical articles and all that stuff. You don't need to do that, right? All you got to do is go to a condom page. So you know what? After I finish this little moment of ranting and raving, you're going to pause this and go Google again, right? So you should have two windows open with this one. You're going to pause this and you're going to go Google again. Can a condom protect you from herpes? I'll wait. Yep, you got it. You see that? Jackasses? Condoms do not protect you from herpes. So if your partner has herpes and he wears a condom, he wears 10 condoms, it's not going to protect you from herpes. Do you know why? Because it's not in his blood, so it's not going to come out in his bodily fluids from his penis. So it's not an STD. A condom can't. We got to totally reevaluate this thing, because it's getting too crazy and people are contacting me for help with this, and I have to spend so much time speaking to them about their mental state, their mind state. I have couples that before I even start dealing with them, they've been together for years. One partner positive for herpes, one partner not positive at all. Western blot tests, antibody tests, whatever. Not positive at all, always only having unprotected sex and have a baby as evidence of it, baby unaffected. What the hell is going on with this quote unquote disease? Right? And what about all of your herbalists that are giving you the herbal, you know, they loading you up with the, because I ask people, they're like, yo, and I tried this guy and that guy and this guy and woo, 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 woo. Now me, I'm gonna be honest, because I know so much people, they buy something and you tell them what to do and they don't do it. So that's always my first thing. Like, well, you know, and I try to put it in lightly, like, you know, user error kind of comes. But if there's nothing topical, I know that this may not be user error. You need something topical, right? So we'll get to all that kind of stuff, right? So what we got? Not a quote unquote disease in the way that people make it seem, right? We got that. It's a rash, look it up, right? It's not in the blood, right? Look it up. Herpes does not live in your blood. It doesn't go dormant in the blood. It's never around the blood, period. Do you know why? Herpes cannot survive very long in your blood. Because herpes has to have a deoxygenated environment. And herpes, in most cases, is a pH sensitive virus. What does that mean? It means that there are viruses, that are not sensitive to pH. So raising or lowering the body's pH is not going to do anything to all viruses, right? So you hear these guys, no, if you put your pH over here with the alkaline, then all viruses, no, don't do that. Some, the pH sensitive viruses, right? Which this one happens to be, right? But there's a bigger piece. There's a bigger piece. Herpes only targets melanin. Herpes only targets pigment cells. What? Only? No, that's not true, Minister. That's not true. Come on. We know you the health prime minister, but you're just saying things that aren't true in this video. Herpes does not only target melanin. Yes, it does. Now, what you may get confused on, and may bother you a little bit, is Europeans have herpes, right? And so, like, the common person, the common person thinks that somebody my complexion, right, has a different amount of melanocytes on their skin than Donald Trump. That's because we're confused about how the pigment system works. Donald Trump and I both have, and you, and when I say and you, it's whoever you are, right? If you're Chinese, if you're Russian, if you're Haitian, if you're Jamaican, Moor, Kemetic, you know, the YouTube nationalities, if you're a YouTube nationality, or if you're an actual country-based nationality, it does not matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. Everyone has the same amount of melanocytes on their skin. Melanocytes are the cells that generate normally what makes us dark. Okay? Melanocytes control keratinocytes. Melanocytes are the stitching, the fabric of your skin. Melanocytes are star-shaped cells, and each one of their arms controls a number of skin cells. So you cannot even have skin without melanocytes. Okay? So the keratinocytes that are not pigment-producing cells, which are the targets of the melanosomes, the enzymes that live in the melanocytes that produce the melanin, right? But they house and store the melanin, right? So they're a part of the melanin system. So keratinocytes are attacked. Melanocytes are attacked. Keratinocytes attacked. Melanocytes attacked. And you guys are so forgetful, man. You know what? I think it's because we don't realize that we have a limited capacity in our minds. And when I say that, I'm not limiting your capacity, so to speak. What I'm saying is this. Everybody's capacity is not the same, but we all have a capacity, and it's limited. And so when we fill up our mind with endless gossip and all kinds of BS, we don't have room for this type of stuff. We don't have the room for this type of stuff. So you guys gotta, like, herpes is not in the blood. Condoms can't protect you from it. It's transferred by touch. Do you understand what that means? It's not a STD. It's a TTD, transferred by touch, or TBT, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. You know what I'm saying, like a TBTD, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a STD, it's transferred by touch. Skin to skin. That's it. Ain't nothing specific outside that. Any kind of skin to any kind of skin. What you mean, any kind of skin to any kind of skin, minister? I mean, your homeboy can have genital herpes, go to the bathroom, touch his penis, and you know how we do. When I see my homeboy, I'm like, what's going on, God? Word up, all that, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to hit him with all that. I'm about to touch it. It's the summertime too, don't have on a tank top, man. We done touched these other crazy. Huh? Hold on, let me give y'all something crazy. Let me deal with this. Like, okay, so do some research. Now, this might take you a minute because there's conflicting research, right? But don't get confused. Don't spend your time where it shouldn't be. Sometimes we're wasting energy in the wrong place, right? So do this. I'm going to give you the parameters, right? Here are the herpes statistics, right? The one area, the one really great, it was a couple really great areas, but in terms of numbers, some places you look say 1 out of 3 people in America right now are positive for herpes, any kind, period. They're positive for herpes right now. If we test every single American, including babies that have never had sex, we're gonna find the antibodies are floating around in 1 in 3 people in this population. Now, how does that happen? See, this is not popular stuff. Go ask a doctor, are babies ever born with herpes? Babies aren't fucking, I mean, they're not having sex, excuse me, but so how are they getting STDs? Come on, guys. How do babies getting STDs? They don't have sex. How are toddlers and grade school children getting herpes? They do. Go ask a doctor or somebody. You don't have to listen to me, right? Because I told everybody I was a doctor, and I told everybody I stuck with my title minister because I earned it. I'm an ordained minister. I didn't need a fake title like these guys. And I did my thing humbly, paid my money, and went to school and waited till I finished and got my piece of paper that said naturopathic doctor on it, and then said my name is Dr. Inky, right? I don't have no reason to play with you. So go look this up and you're gonna see this stuff is really crazy, right? So 1 in 3 people, and this is the lowest number, 1 in 3. Hold on, listen to what I'm saying to you again. Let me do this to you and let me do this to you again. 1 in 3, that means if you were ever in a car with more than 1 other person, one of you is positive for herpes. Okay, let me do this another way before I give you the other number. If you have ever had chicken pox, you have herpes. Chicken pox is herpes. Look it up, right? Look up varicella, right? Look up shingles, right? All of those is herpes. All of those is herpes. So your grandparents get shingles, you think they so cute. Oh, grandpa has shingles. Grandpa still getting ready to try to hug you. Grandma getting ready to get that hug and that kiss with shingles. Huh? Niggas out there running to smash them cougars down. Okay. So, how is it possible? And I'm not even going to the numbers yet. How is it possible to live in a society, right, where we greet each other by touch? We greet each other. Almost all of our standard greetings require us to touch each other. How do we live in a society where we all must touch each other, skin to skin, every day, and 1 out of 3 people have a rash, a skin infection, and we're touching everyone all day? How does that happen? How do we touch? We touch more than 3 people. We touch more than 3 people a day. So that means if you touch more than 3 people a day, you've touched somebody with herpes, or you're the one that was touching them with herpes. And now they all have it that you touched, and they're going to touch other people and touch other people. Do you know why? Do you know why we don't all have 100% herpes? Because now that's the high number. Go to the official sites like the CDC and all those sites. They're going to give you a number like 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 people in America test positive for herpes. They're going to tell you that. So how is it possible with these numbers, 1 in 3 or 8 in 10? How is it possible with those numbers in a society where everyone we greet, Everyone we greet, we touch. Think about sex. We wear condoms, but we're touching. And herpes is not, it doesn't come through, condom offers you zero protection. Don't let the condom sites fool you, because they might say, oh, well, it's very limited. You know, they try to save the sale. You know what I'm saying? But they're taking the liability off by saying it's very limited. You know, so they're giving you the option that there's some protection, but what they're doing is providing a loophole, because when you catch the STD, then it's a whole, you know, then if they were saying it protected from it, then it'd be liability. So they're letting you know without letting you know, because you being dumb and ignorant and in the dark is what keeps the money flowing. And me educating, bringing you people out the dark is making people very angry. And while we're on the subject, people that have had long-term grudges against me are using the hurt of people with short-term emotional lapses to try to create these stories that you guys are seeing with the burger and some of the other crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? To distract you from getting this work. Don't do it. Make sure you proud. Make sure you're a proud member of Inky's fan, his YouTube page. Thinking about Facebook fan page, you know. Let them know. Make sure you post, make sure you share every one of these videos on your social media so they know you're an Inkyite. Right? So, it's in the skin. So we're touching all day. We share drinks. We roll up and smoke together. We share cigarettes. We are touching people. So how can 1 in 3 people have us touch? It transfer touch. When I say touch, I already know. I already know. Because I have detractors that really take the time to watch and it's like, yo, why are you a hater if you spending 2-3 hours a day doing nothing but watching my videos, man? That's obsession, jealousy, and now with what's going on now, it's turning into harassment, stalking, and attempts at extortion, and it's really getting crazy. You know? And it's like, because information is so simple to see. It's so simple to see, you know? It's not something that the fact that we don't have 100% saturation in this country, you can only answer that one of 2 ways. Because new people are being born every day, and that doesn't even hold out. Because at some point, all the adults that make the babies would have herpes, and all the babies made would obviously have to have herpes because their parents got it, excluding quote unquote medication. And, you know, I already told you the medication, the antivirals that they have in the hospitals, we have the antiviral kit with the whole entire plant that they're using to extract their active nucleosides and nucleotides from, that they use to make the antivirals you get in the pharmaceuticals. So we got the whole joint. We got the whole joint. We got the cheat code. You see what I'm saying? So get the antiviral kit. You know what I'm saying? In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Kill that. This is what I'm gonna do. Because the antiviral kit was not made for folks with herpes. Okay? This is not that serious. You guys are giving this thing way too much energy, man. I promise you, this is a scheme that was cooked up like in the early 80s by pharmaceutical companies. This was a promo scheme. This was a promo scheme that was incredibly successful for them. Okay, I'm not saying that they man-made it. What I'm saying is they changed the stigma around it and sales went through the roof. Because as a rash, as an itch, that you can put something on immediately in a few days, go away and never ever come back again? Ever? Ever? They changed it into a different type of mental pocket that people go into. To generate the fear, to generate the loss, because fear of loss, relationships, friendships, business ships, makes people move to action. So if people even feel like they got something going wrong with their genitals, immediately they're going to buy everything from everyone and mix it all together. I'm gonna go on YouTube, I'm scared, I'm gonna just search how to heal this. And I'm gonna watch every person's video and I'm gonna do every protocol I see at the same damn time. And then I'm gonna be mad and say none of those protocols work because I tried them all. But what you're not thinking to yourself, you try them all at the same time, and you probably didn't even give them a full length of whatever it said to see if it's gonna work, because you honestly need a good 3-month window, not to get rid of it, but to make sure you got rid of it. Hopefully that makes sense, right? Because it can be in the nerves, right? We're gonna get with that, right? In the nerves, and it's not nerves. They'll tell you, look up the information. Herpes after the, whoop it, after the infection, after the touch. It goes into your body and somehow it crawls down in there and then it finds the nerve centers. Come on, people, wake up. What are nerve centers? What are nerve cells? Let's do that. Let's just do it easier. What is a nerve cell? A nerve cell is a neuron. A neuron is a pigmented cell. This is where your neuromelanin is. So what I'm telling you now is herpes only goes 2 places. It goes to attack your external melanin and your internal melanin. So you take that and do what you want to do with it. I'm telling you, you can research it. You can research it. Go look it up. Go look it up. It's just the pigment system. So you got to see this thing. Now, Minister, why is it that you're telling us that this is an illness transferred by touch, yet we don't see anybody with herpes on their hands? No one's walking around with their hand all scabbed up with sores on it. Now, ask yourself something. If you saw a person with sores on their hand, would you say to yourself, this guy has herpes? No, you would not. You would assume, like everybody else, that they scraped their hand, scratched it, nicked something, whatever. Right? Because that's where you're used to that. So if you see somebody with a little something on their foot, oh, you must have scratched, bumped your toe. Oh, okay, whatever. All right. So all I'm gonna say is, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to me, right? Don't listen to me. I'm pseudo, right? But for the other guys, this is what you do. WHITLOWS. Go look that up. And we off that. Go look that up, right? How come all you guys got cold sores? Like how do people that have cold sores look weird at people that have herpes? Huh? How do people that had chicken pox when they were a kid grow up and then say, oh my God, somebody has herpes? Huh? Chicken pox, listen, this is why you don't get the chicken pox twice. All right, it's rare. Most people, once you get chicken pox one time, you're immune. That's baloney. That's a lie. That's fake. That's not true. That's false also. Once you get chicken pox one time, you always have it for the rest of your life. Unless you take special measures and precautions to try to get busy and get that joke up out of your body. But John Q. Public, you have chicken pox. You have chicken pox for the rest of your life. It's a done deal. So you always have herpes, which is the reason why you never get the outbreak of chicken pox again, because you're not getting an initial infection ever again, because you're already infected and a carrier. You're carrying it. Right? So how you carry herpes from a child, get an adult, get in a relationship with that person 5-10 years, that person has an outbreak, come to you, you look at them like, yo, what is that? No, you didn't get that from me. Right? Where'd you get that from? Nah, it's over. You must have been bugging, you must have been cheating on you, dirt, you to be dirty. Huh? Wait a minute. But herpes is not spread by sex, because it's not in your bodily fluids, because it's not in your blood. Right? I mean, you can check the spent proteins and antibodies and all that in the lymph fluid, and in the blood, but you're not looking, it's not herpes there. That's not herpes that they're saying is there. What they're saying is that you have antibodies. So the antibodies just mean that at some point you came in contact with herpes. Period. Because antibodies in some cases, I mean, I say all cases or most cases, and antibodies, and you do your own research on it. When you come in contact with something, your body keeps an index. So you may have antibodies, literally. If you look at the research, everybody's research differs. Some people say you can have antibodies for up to 2 years after herpes leaves your body. Some people say you have antibodies forever for herpes because you have herpes forever. And when I say some people, I don't mean just John Q YouTube or Q Public. I'm talking about your institutions, your textbook folks, the people that are, running this thing. So you gotta understand this. Okay, now watch this where it gets really crazy. You can be infected with herpes, and herpes can go dormant in your body with no signs or symptoms for an unlimited amount of time. Go check this out. Go check it out. I'll wait. Pause the video and just go on Google. I'll be here when you get back. You unpause me. Pause me now. Go check it out. 80% of the population, right? Not the population. Let me give it to you specifically. Remember, when you look up the statistics for herpes in America, the lowball number is 1 in every 3 people you come in contact with. The actual, more accurate number is somewhere closer to 80-90%. 80-90% of the population is positive for herpes. Now, watch this. It doesn't mean they have active herpes. They're positive. It's in the body, or they've come in contact with it, right? Because that's kind of what we're thwarting here in this video, that concept. But the antibodies can remain indefinitely, so what does that mean? You see what I'm saying? It just means you came in contact with it. No. Let me give you a whole new understanding of this thing, right? And for some people, it looks so common sense. It's like, no, I have herpes because I have multiple outbreaks, so that must mean I have herpes, right? No. You have multiple outbreaks because we're all coming in contact with multiple people with herpes all the time. And active, let me tell you what active herpes means. This is also a lie. Oh, you're having an active outbreak. See, they use terms like that to confuse you even further. You're not having an active outbreak. Okay? The people that have the outbreaks are the people with the best immune system. You guys that don't have the outbreaks, your immune system's not as good. Okay? That's why I say to hide in your body and just chill. Live, eat, make a family, and just chill. The guys with the outbreaks, you guys have the strong immune systems. You're the ones that should not be ashamed. Okay? Because guess what happens when the herpes virus leaves your body? It dies, because herpes is pH sensitive and it's oxygen sensitive. So it can't survive outside your body. Which means herpes has to go tunnel directly from your skin into someone else's skin when you contact. Right? Check out them Whitlows, right? So, wait a minute. Multiple outbreaks doesn't mean no. Nope. You can be getting it over and over. Those don't have to be related. Your body kills the herpes. What's wrong with you folks? It kills it. It expels it. That's what your body does. It pushes it out of your body. And when it does that, all that got pushed out is dead. So when you folks, the camera just went out. The card was full, so I had to delete mad stuff, and I don't even know where the flow. I know y'all mad with me. I was in the flow, but listen, okay. This is all the stuff, and I know this might be a lot more of a rant than a scientific video, but because it is. Come on, man. Stop breaking up y'all families behind a rash, man. Just get the stuff you gotta get. Because of this video, I'm getting ready to, after this video, I promise you, I'm going to put together a page with Tone, and we're gonna sit down and put together a page real quick and put together a nice little special package. And anybody dealing with this situation, instructions and all that will be there for how to apply the antiviral kit and the Skinzyme and the Cell2O and all this other kind of stuff that you need. In fact, you know what I might do for the family? I think this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give the first 100 people. First 100. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do it like this. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. I ain't gonna go crazy. The first 100 people that order this special herpes only kit, right? I'm gonna give you guys all a free bottle of DMSO, right? Very, very, very high quality DMSO. And I'm gonna give you the instructions on what to do with the DMSO. And we're not gonna have a whole big dialogue right here about it. But if you want to, you can, once again, pause this video, go to the other side, right? And type in what you need to type in. And you live, right? So it's just so much to this junk, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully you guys got that. As we're talking about pigment system, I'm like, yo, let me give these folks this fact. Like, this is not, it's not a game. It's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You could run, but you can't hide forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how viruses is looking at all of the animal life on this planet. There's way more viral life on this planet. And that number, that is a number I just gave you. Way, like that's a number. Because the number is so crazy, they'll give you a small number like 8 or 9 and then give you an exponent to give you the actual number. That's how crazy it is. It's something like 9 to the 9th power of 9 is the 9 to the 9th power of 9, right? Is the number of viruses on this planet. Like you need to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? This is not a sexually transmitted disease. This is all lies they're telling you. All right? Now, herpes has been documented in many cases to lead to other conditions, right? Vitiligo is one of them. Vitiligo is one of them. How does that happen? Because herpes is attacking the pigment system. So are the white blood cells. So if the pigment system's weakened by the herpes, then the white blood cells are going to come in and smash it down. It's a wrap. The herpes is like pre-digesting the white blood cell food. So white blood cells eating the melanin and the keratinocytes, or eating the melanin out of the keratinocytes or the melanosomes before they get to implant it. That's what white blood cells do. Herpes, on the other hand, comes through and like pre-digested to make sure your whole pigment system completely bioavailable for the white blood cells to tear up. And I cannot make this info up. That's why I'm smiling. It's funny. It's entertaining to me. Right? I'm like, yo, how are you people moving into the future and you can't deal with rashes yet? Right? We need to revolutionize. In fact, when you come to the page, I'm going to set up with Tone, right? I'm going to tell you how to use the antiviral kit to create your own body oil. So you're going to have your body oil. And your body oil is for everyone. This is not for people that are herpes active, positive, or whatever. This is for herpes people that are positive and non-herpes people, because the oil I'm going to tell you how to make is not only for getting rid of it, but it's for stopping you from contracting. Right? So that's a whole nother vibe. A whole nother vibe. There is no test. There is no test. There is no test. There's no test. There's no test. Okay, when you go get an STD, when you go get an STD, there is no test. I need you to get this. There is no test. There is no test. Ooh, no test. Leave the singing the tone. I'm gonna leave the singing the tone. There's no test. What do you mean there's no test, Minister? Of course there's a test. There's an IgG test, there's the Western blot test, of course there are tests. No, what I'm saying is, when you go get checked for STDs, right? If you go get a checkup, they do not check for herpes. If you have herpes, you can go get a checkup for STDs and leave there with a clean bill. You go there to get checked for STD, you're going to leave there with a clean bill and think in your mind you don't have herpes. They did not test you for herpes. Pause the video. Go look it up. Most places are going to tell you that you can't even get a test for herpes unless you have lesions, so that they can test inside the lesion, because even with the lesions, even with the cold sores, even with the blisters, it may not be herpes. Huh? Erythema multiforme? Huh? What is erythema multiforme? What is that? Good question. Maybe you should go check it out. But there's no test in that capacity. So, you know, you guys gotta, I just, look, don't attack me. I'm just clearing up all the BS for you. Cause you'll have situation where somebody will be like, yeah, well, I got this from you. And they like, no, you couldn't have got it from me, cause look at my paperwork. Your paperwork means nothing because they're not testing you for herpes. They can only test people that come in with the blisters, scales, and lesions for herpes unless you go to a site-specific place. Okay? You have to go to a site-specific place. Right? Site-specific location. Right? So there's no tests for people with no symptoms. But 80% of the population has it. 80% of the population has it. There's no test for the people with no symptoms, and 80% of the population's symptoms are invisible. And almost 30% of the time that you're actively shedding and giving off herpes, which is the time that you are infectious to other people, you show no visible symptoms. So that means you can infect other people without ever having a blister, a cold sore, or a lesion anywhere on your body, head to foot. And let me just clear that up for you. It's the same wherever you see it. Period. They're not telling you the HSV1 versus HSV2 is, no, they're just really telling you locations, I promise you. Because half of the people that have genital herpes got genital herpes by getting oral sex from somebody with cold sores. Because they had it on their lips or on their skin on their face. Or maybe they had it on their hand while they were, you know, or, you know, yeah. So, you can find the test though. You can find the test. You can go ask for it, laser tests, Western blot tests, which are the more accurate tests, right? Depending on where you go, they should be able to give you like your viral load or something to that effect, so you'll know what's what. So even if you follow the protocol and you go get a test and they say, all right, well, you're still here. All right, cool. You get the number, you go back and you follow the protocol, you go back again, and it's a guarantee. If you do everything you're supposed to do, your number will drop and then drop and then drop, and you'll be able to get the negative. Like all the other folks. And that really is just getting the traces out, because all you gotta do is work with your body. Your body's gonna do it because it don't belong there. Your body's gonna get rid of it. All right. Don't do that antibody thing. That's just so inaccurate. It's crazy. Because you live in a world of touch where 80% of the population has herpes. So everybody has antibodies floating around. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's like, it's everywhere. Hope y'all got this. All right, so let's close it down, right? Now, what you may know, what you may not know, right? Because a lot of people never even heard of microRNA until I gave you that a few videos ago. And microRNA, yo, you know what's crazy? Hold on. This is crazy because, and everybody's not there, but for some of you that are, it's actually the tyrosine kinases that the viruses are using to move around. So that's crazy. Listen to what I'm telling you. The herpes attacks your pigment system. It uses the tyrosine enzymes to, like, this is yo, listen. I'm pulling the veil off. There's a difference between somebody saying, yo, this is designed to do this versus I'm giving it to you so you can go get it, right? But microRNA, right? And so guess what the CDC discovered? The CDC says now they have hope. They're getting ready to end herpes, right? Because they found a way to stop it for good. And what they're going to tell you is they're going to use nucleosides and nucleotides to basically cap the microRNA that the viruses or the viri, or what's the proper term for plural? I think virus. We're just going with it. That the virus uses to move around through the cell, right? And what did I tell you guys? Did I not give you a video on nucleotides, and RNA, microRNA? So you know what? I'm gonna end this because I wanted this to be a lot shorter. So I'm gonna end that like that and let y'all go back and watch that other video. Now you will get the kit, so you can go to onetone.earth, right? onetone.earth. And look up the Help with Herpes kit. The Help with Herpes kit. I'm gonna put that together for you out as soon as I end this video, so it's up there for you guys. And I'm gonna send the first 100 people free bottles of DMSO. Right? DMSO, long story short, there's a lot of research out there that says different things, but DMSO has been touted as a cure for herpes. You know, so go look that up. You know what I'm saying? And check it out. Now, I think it's the access to the inner layers of the mucous membrane that makes DMSO potent. Now, again, yes, when you're dealing with herpes is strictly there to attack your mucous membrane, and what controls and regulates your mucous membrane is your pigment system, right? Go look it up. Go look it up. Go look it up. Now, how do you get other problems? Because if you have herpes crawling all throughout your mucous membrane, you're going to have what? Silent inflammation, drum roll please. What happens with silent inflammation? Oh my God, we lose the glycocalyx. What does that lead to, guys? Trauma, ectopic pregnancies, autoimmune disease, allergies, eczema, all of that lovely stuff starts there, right? In case you don't know, the glycocalyx is the protective coating that's supposed to be protecting your mucous membrane in your body. But it gets shed. Your body sheds it the same way it sheds herpes whenever there's inflammation. Like whenever the glycocalyx gets too dirty, your body gets rid of it and regrows a new one. Problem is, that's also the gate for the castle. You know what I'm saying? So when you get rid of the gate, you're wide open until you can actually build brick by brick another one. And in that window, all kinds of stuff starts getting into the mucous membrane. When that happens, the candida that already lived there switch from yeast form to fungal form, and now you may start to have tumor or cancer. So let's wind it down. Go to onetone.earth. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the link under this video. onetone.earth, link under the video, right to the pack, and there'll be some other little info there. Last but not least, I know my alkaline folks, they love to highlight in the video, like, yes, oh man, I told y'all, this disease is this pH sensitive. Alright, well, just do this with the fact that you guys love to talk about pH. Understand that Herpes is pH sensitive to when in regard to certain cells in certain situations. So it's weird with some of these viruses because their behavior switches according to their environment, like everything else. But when science tells us environment is dormant and it doesn't affect the life in or on it, then it confuses people. Life is responding to the environment. Life is modifying itself to its environment. Just like I'm in Detroit now, right? We have to put on coats and long johns. Now it's getting cold. We have to change life to our environment. Our environment's never been dormant. Our environment's active, right? So when you think about this, pH, low power of hydrogen. What are we talking about? Dehydration. Dehydration boosts your chances of actually contracting herpes. So staying hydrated is key. Staying hydrated is key. And you stay hydrated, all of the microorganisms that are sensitive to oxygen have a tougher time taking hold in your body because oxygen and hydrogen are ever present. All right, so with that being said, I hope you guys got some info out this. Sorry for my rants hidden within this, but damn it, if I gotta fight through what I'm dealing with to give you the information, you're gonna have to fight through what I'm dealing with to listen to it. Peace to the family.